Hi everybody! Today I'm going to organize my ink supplies in preparation for Inktober. I have bags and boxes and rolls and containers full of various inking material, and I'm not entirely sure what I want to do this year for Inktober, so I thought I'd organize my stuff a little bit and just, I guess, word vomit some ideas that I might have, and I thought maybe you'd want to come along that journey with me. Okay, I'm going to move some of this stuff out of the way and I'll be back in a little while. Okay, the first thing I want to look at are my storage options. I want to condense my ink supplies into a smaller, I don't know, just like a smaller area, especially for the month of October. I might put them back where they were after, but for now I just want to be able to have a little ink station set up on my desk so I can draw quickly and ink quickly. So this is an option. I have a couple of these. I really enjoy them. It's Art Bin. It's got a little clip for paper, another clip for paper. It opens up, put some stuff here, maybe some pens in here, some things in here. The only problem is I don't know how well this is going to fit my Copics. I don't have a ton. I guess it could fit in this pocket. I don't know if you can see that. This might be an option. I have this that I want to take my Inktense pencils, pull them out of the roll because it's kind of hard to use them while they're in the roll, and maybe just leave them in this little container right on my desk for October. I have my little Copic folio. I can't fit everything I want to use in here, so I think I'm actually going to be taking these markers out and putting them in something else. Then I have this little bag. I think it's actually a men's toiletry bag, but I love the pockets in it. I used to use this as a travel watercolor pouch, and I think it might work well to store some of my ink supplies, so I might use this as well. Again, I'm not sure. But as I take stuff out, I guess I'll figure it out as I go. I also need to look at my paper options. This is the book I used for last year's Inktober. It's got 60 pages. I could probably squeeze in, that probably means I have like 28 left because I did like introduction pages. So I probably have enough to make it almost through another Inktober. And then I also have this little marker paper. It's only 25 sheets or 24 sheets of this. So it wouldn't be enough to do every single drawing on this type of paper. So maybe I'll do a combination of the two. Last year I only used Copics for the most part. That one was actually an ink stick, but I generally only use Copics. That was my goal, was to learn how to use them a little bit better. This year I want to use all different types of ink. So I might be bouncing from this to the marker paper and maybe even use a little bit of watercolor paper. I'm all excited. As I was going through my box of paper and pads, I found this notebook. I totally forgot I had purchased it last year. I think I bought it on sale at the end of October, so I didn't use it, but it's B paper and it's their marker notebook. So maybe I'll try using this. It's got 50 sheets, so I'll have more than enough to complete an entire month in here. And I actually like the idea of using one notebook for the whole month if I can help it. I might supplement it with watercolor anyway, but I think I'll use this the most. Okay, that's good. So I'm going to keep this aside. I'm going to put this away. I'm not going to use this one. And I think I'm going to put this away too because it's not bound, and I think I like the idea that that one is just in one complete notebook. I have a little pad and a marker just to write down anything I might think of that I might need as I'm going through my supplies. Okay, I have a little Inkstone kit. It's, I'm sure, terrible quality. It was given to me as a gift probably when I was a teenager. So this thing is, I don't know, 20 years old. But it does a pretty good job, and I've done some pretty neat paintings with it. So I'm going to keep this on my desk as well. I'm not going to try to shove it in another container, but I am going to keep it on my desk in case I am motivated to do a painting with this. And if I do, I think I'm going to try using it on watercolor paper instead of marker paper. The marker paper isn't very absorbent, and it didn't hold up too well to this last year, so that's why I might be using watercolor paper. So this is going to go off to the side where I know I can have access to it. Now I have this big bin. It's 3 layers deep. Slide that over. Okay, what do I have in here? I've got flare pens. I don't think I'll be using those. I'm going to pull out one of my Signo, what are they called? I don't know. The Uniball Signo gel pens, white gel pen. That's good for accents. So I'm going to take that out. I know I'll use that. I also have Inkjoy pens in here. Those are nice, but not for Inktober. Not for my purposes. Right. Next layer. Oh, these are cheap journaling pens that I have. I think I might pull these out. There's this Staedtler gel pens, and they might be good for accents of color. I'm going to take this out because I might use that. What else do I have? Oh, I'm going to pull out, I have a small set of zebra fountain pens, so I'm going to try using these. I went through, I found 7 pens. I've got purple, black, pink, green, turquoise, red, and blue. I think that's all I have for these. So those are going off to the side. The third layer of pens, I've got some friction pens. I won't be using this for Inktober because they fade with heat. So I don't want to risk anything I'm drawing to just fade because I kept it somewhere too hot. I do have some metallic pens, so I might pull these out because they might be fun to use. And these are zebra doodlers. So I think it's just a set of 6. All right, so that's all I'm going to use out of this box. Let's take the markers out of here. I have a brush pen, 2.1 millimeter pens and a 0.5, or 2.5s and a 1, I'm not sure. A 1, yeah, 2.5s and a 0.1. I have a 0.3, and then a Copic wide. So I will definitely be using these. This can slide into the pile. Another thing I want to use, I won't be able to store it in this case because I'm thinking more and more that I'm going to be using this case over here, is my liquid inks and my fountain pens. I have fountain pens and dip pens. I've got some acrylic ink here. This I would probably use with a brush. I don't think I'd use this with a pen because it's too messy to clean. And then this ink is so old. Again, I bought this, I don't know, I was probably 19 or 20 when I bought this ink. So I have a few different colors. The purple looks like it spilled in here. So I've got some browns, some greens, some blues. They're very messy. I already have it on my hands. Some ink cartridges. These are dip pen nibs, and I'm trying to open it. It's really hard to open. Now this is all pretty, I don't want to say low quality stuff, but this is just like stuff you can get at Michael's where there aren't many options, or that's where I bought this stuff. So if anybody has any suggestions about dip pens that they like, please let me know. Comment it down below because I would love to get a nicer quality dip set. This is all my little nibs. And then they slide into these bases. And then I also have a couple fountain pens. I gotta be honest, I don't really like these. Again, I think I bought them at Michael's when that was really the only option I could get my hands on. Again, this stuff is all super old. And I don't know that it's the best quality or I'm not using it correctly. I'm not entirely sure, but I don't really love it. So maybe I'll try it once during Inktober, and if I don't like it, I'll get rid of it and either buy a different set or just remove fountain pens out of my supply list. Although I am probably gonna have to keep this in the case that they're in and put it off to the side. So again, not very helpful for organizing for the month, but that's okay. Here we have a much bigger case. I use this to keep a lot of my refills and some of my markers. So I've got extra ink cartridges for my Copic multiliners. I have a couple extra nibs, which I'm definitely going to have to replace because the ones that are in there are all bent up from last year. So I have these to replace. I can do that later. And then I've got my Copics in here. This is a tray I use when I'm working with ink because I don't care if it gets dirty if I want to water it down. I've got my Copic cards that I need to start filling in. Inktense watercolor pan sets. I'll definitely be using these this year. And my Copics and a few refills. So right now I have shades of gray and browns, so pretty neutral colors, but they work pretty well for what I use them for. I might get one more set before Inktober starts. I don't know if I'll do blues or greens or reds. I like to draw a lot of fall themed things, a lot of bone type things, so I might do a set of blue and have some dark navy blues go into some paler blues. I think those will complement the grays and the browns that I have. Okay, so let's start getting all of this stuff into this case and see if it fits. Okay, first thing I'll do is see if I can clip this under here. See if it fits. And then close this, we'll see. Perfect. So that should work. And then over here, start putting in some of my pens. It's a tight fit, but it works. See if this will close with the pens in there. Yes. Maybe not. That might be a better option. Okay. I don't know if these are going to fit in these holes. Let's try it out. Ooh, that's a tight squeeze. These should fit without a problem. Oh my goodness, this isn't gonna work. I hate it. Have to come up with a different option for those. Okay. Nope, scratching this. If I'm having this much trouble with these pens, getting them in and out, I'm just gonna get annoyed and I'm not gonna end up using the supplies. So I think we're going to use this. It won't be as organized, everything will be dumped in, but it'll be a lot easier. In those go. This I'll keep on the side so I have easy access to it. These can go right in here. These can go on the side so I have easy access to them. Okay, perfect. Refills, I will keep on my desk. I don't need to have those carried with me. So those will go to the side. Copics can go right in. Okay, much better. Copic in. Okay, so right now we have my notebook, my container with my pens and my markers. Refill go off to the side with the other refills. I do want to change out those nibs, so how about let's try doing that together right now. I've never done this before, so let's see how easy it is. Got the nib changer. Definitely need to do the 0.1, and let me test the 2.5s because I think one of them is actually okay, so I may not need to change that one. That seems okay. Oof, this one's the scratchy one, so I'm going to change out this one. Ooh, that makes it easy. That's the 0.5. Okay, should be good to go. I'll let it sit on its side for that tip to absorb the ink. And get rid of this gross thing. Okay. And that still has a nib in it, so I'm going to put that back in my spare container. And that's why this one wasn't working, because I demolished it. Now I know I have to gently put it in. Let's just see if that worked. going to take a while, I think, to fill up. So put that off to the side as well. I might keep a cartridge for each of these pens. Some of them take the cartridge 1, some of them take the cartridge 2, or the A and the B. This one's an A, so I'm going to put a B in here as well. I think I'll put those in the pocket. This I'm actually going to keep in here. So that's all set. Garbage. Garbage. I haven't cracked these open yet. I'm sure some people consider this cheating for October. I don't, because it's ink. Okay. And the nice thing about these is they'll fit right in this container as well. Okay. I am going to keep these boxes though. So I'll put these off to the side. I found some old B paper, watercolor paper. I don't really love it for watercolors. However, I need to use it up, so I figure this is what I can use for those Inktense pans. I keep going back and forth on these. I'm not sure if I actually want to use these. Let's see. Am I feeling it? Oh, they do write really nice. Probably get some cool cross-hatching effects with these. So yeah, I'll keep them. Okay. Can I squeeze this in here too? Ooh, I think so. Nice. And then I think one of the last things I'm going to do is put all my Inktense in this little container. So I keep them in a roll, so they're a little bit cushioned. And as you can see, I haven't used them much. I've used a few for a few different projects. Now I don't plan on recording every drawing I do for Inktober. I think having that goal for World Watercolor Month is one of the reasons why I got really overwhelmed and wasn't able to finish. I had really good intentions of doing World Watercolor Month this year, but I got sick. My dog got sick. I adopted a cat. It ended up being a crazy month. Lots of things happened. And then trying to video the paintings on top of everything else I had going on just kind of turned me off to doing the month. So I'm kind of disappointed in myself, I'm not gonna lie. I usually stick to it, but I was just much too overwhelmed. So while I do want to do Inktober, I don't think I'm going to be recording each individual drawing. I might record a few here and there, and I'll definitely do some progress videos. Okay. 72 pencils. I can't believe that's 72 pencils. It looks like nothing when they're organized like this. Okay. Ooh, that's heavy. That can go off to the side. This can probably go in the wash. Now, I wonder if I put this in the wash, these colors might set right into the fabric. That'll be interesting to see what happens. And the next thing I want to do is fill out these cards if I haven't already filled them out for the few Copics I have. Yeah, I don't think I did. Okay, well, let's do that first. See how I like having everything crammed into this bag. It's definitely better than that case. This is a much better choice. It's easier to get to everything. I can see everything. So I like this option better. The only other things I want to add to here while I'm thinking of it. A pencil sharpener for my Inktense. I like to have everything in one spot. I think that's it. I can use the water brushes that are in the Inktense boxes. And I do have a few other watercolor brushes I might grab. Okay, you can see the way my brain works. I just bounce around from thing to thing. You guys probably think this is the most boring video ever. If you're still here, thank you. Okay, that's a gray. These are all, that's an E. Those are N's, an E, an N, an N, a black, an E, an E, a black, an N, and an E. Okay. I don't know what those circles and squares are supposed to mean. I don't think it matters. Okay. My colorless blender ready to go. Let's fill this in. Is that what I'm supposed to be doing with this card? Is it for different types of markers? I'm not sure, but there's the black. I think I'm also going to just do a swatch of the wide. I don't know if Copic still makes the wide markers, but I love it for this one, for this color. Okay. Can't even tell I'm putting anything here. All right, that one's done. I need to find the N card and the E card. N and E. Okay. I only have about 300 more colors to collect. which is the neutral gray. And 4. And 8. And 0. And 2. Now I have found that having every other tone is enough to be able to get good blends, especially with the colorless blender. I don't think you necessarily need to have every single one in a series. At least I didn't run into any problems last year when I was using them for my drawings. I was able to get perfectly fine blends having every other color. And I did the same thing for the E's. I have E40, which is brick white. E42, which is sand white. And the reason why I picked these colors, or this set of brown, is because I thought they make good bone colors. I draw a lot of skeletons and skulls, and I thought that these would work well for that. I always pull the wrong ends. I know they're marked. It's silly. This one's clay, E44. And then E47. Which is dark brown. And then E49, dark bark. I guess even Copic doesn't think you need to have an E48. They're close, you know, these are close enough that you can blend them. All right, so those are my browns. I'm going to put this back into my Copic Tupperware box that I have over there. Is that it? I guess so. That seems pretty uneventful. All right, so I have my case with the ink I plan on using. My pens are refilled with new nibs. So those are good to go. And the paper I'm going to use, the Inktense that I'm going to use, and this is just my regular sketch case. I've got just different pencils in here. This is the pencil I use to do my under drawings, so I'll keep this with it. And that's it. That's my Inktober kit. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm not even sure what I just recorded, so I'm gonna have to go back and edit it and take out anything that doesn't make any sense. But my Inktense setup for this year. Let me know if you like these kinds of videos, because I could do the same thing for my watercolors. I could do the same thing for my pencils, anything else like that. Let me know if you plan on doing Inktober, and hopefully I'll get to see you guys soon with a new watercolor painting. I'll see you later. Bye.